Howdy crew, it's been another day full of trials and tribulations along with perseverance with the welding rig. Let's get to it. As I filled y'all in yesterday about how everything transpired throughout the day of the welding rig going to be worked on to where it wasn't going to be worked on, then it was going to be worked on again. And just to fill in a little bit of a gap so the story makes a little bit more sense, I put all my contact information in as I had before for them, and they asked for an email address, but it was only for marketing purposes only. And so I put my email address on there because in case they're going to have some sort of deal and I was something else I want to get from them, have that done at a later time. And I had my contact information for the phone number for them to call, and they verbally told me they will call me with the quote, and then they can also text a quote to me, all that good stuff. And the reason that is important, as y'all may remember, when the electricity went out at my house and it had been out for a while, it also took out the internet because the transformer exploded and all the molten stuff that was coming out of the transformer, all that good stuff, it went down on communication wires and it melted those. So my internet has been out. All these vlogs have been made, and then I have to leave my house to go find internet somewhere to get this uploaded. And so I'm gonna have to do the same thing tonight to have that done. And needless to say, no internet, no emails. They emailed me the quote, which they said they would not do. Email was for marketing purposes only. And they're giving me a hard time. How come you haven't called us back? Blah, blah, blah. And I was not happy about that. Anyways, they tried to sneak some things in there to where everything was great, ready to go, but they weren't going to do this. And I had to slow them down like, whoa, what are you not going to do? Well, we're not going to put the lights on for you, but we'll do everything else. And obviously they were not supposed to touch the truck or anything. They could touch it for measurements, but they're not supposed to work on anything. And it's very important to have the ladder rack extra tall because of the light bar going on top. And they said that they weren't going to do the lights after all, but they'll do everything else. And I said, no, that's not how it's going to work. And I said, I'll give them a call back. And I wasn't planning on calling back. I was planning on going down and just picking up the truck because unacceptable. They're trying to sneak in all these extra charges and not actually do the job that I had commissioned them to do. And so I was not a happy camper. And I got ready, got on down there, and I get down there, I see the truck. It's an absolutely beautiful truck. There's no welding machine in it. I had to go find in this place where they put the welding machine. And they weren't supposed to have touched anything except for measurements. They give a quote, they can measure things out, it's perfectly fine, but they weren't supposed to have touched anything. The welding machine was gone, they took other things out of boxes, and they just threw them in bags and whatnots. And I was not happy whatsoever. It was completely unacceptable. And I went to the boss and I told him, I want everything packed up. I'm not coming back. I want everything packed up. It's unacceptable. And so he was just giving me crap about how I bought cruddy lights. And again, I bought SpeedTech lights, but they said SpeedTech lights were completely okay. Then they backtracked, should have bought Welding, which I know Welding's great, but they're a lot more expensive. And I've heard SpeedTech has straightened out all their issues with the past few years. So I went with SpeedTech, save a little bit of money, but not getting cheapo lights. And basically for that, they said, we're not gonna do anything with the truck, but also I want all my stuff back in the truck. The tank holders were out, the welding machine was out, and they'd already put a rubber mat in. I told them, get the rubber mat out. I'm not paying y'all anything. It's unacceptable. And it was awful how they were putting the welding machine back in. They almost dropped the welding machine from their forklift. It was awful, so cringeworthy. And yes, there's insurance on the welding machine, but the forklift, they're hitting bumps and stuff, and they didn't slide it through the pallet or anything. They had their forks all the way together, and the pallet the welding machine was on was centered on it, but I saw the whole machine wobbling. I was not happy whatsoever. That machine had gone over, not good. And I'd have to call the insurance company that they broke it, and it'd be on them, but also it'd be falling on my insurance, all that stuff, and I was not happy about that whatsoever. So anywho's, they got everything in there. They were just throwing stuff in there. Not happy. The workers that actually installed stuff, they're actually really good about it. But the higher ups in the company, they were not very good about it, and I was very displeased. So any of the guys that were actually the installers for the lights, they were very apologetic. They said, hey, we were told we could do this, and that's why we were more than happy to do that, but they told us from upstairs that we can't do it, and we really apologize. So I do appreciate that. But the higher ups that said one thing, backtracked and said they could do it, backtrack, unacceptable, not okay whatsoever. So I went somewhere else. I gave another place a call and I told them what I wanted done, went through every step, lights, all that stuff, and they said, awesome, we can do that. That's absolutely perfect. Went down there and they said, oh no, well, we can't really do that. I got another contact, did the same thing, and no, can't do that. Finally found another place and they can do all that. It took all day, drive around, all around Los Angeles, Orange County, all that good stuff. And I found a place that can do it. The place was actually starting to give me sass, and they were saying about the lights and that they were the cheapo ones. And I bought these lights because the other place said it was okay. That's why I have these lights. And they said we should have bought Welding or something like that. And if you bought our lights, you wouldn't have to deal with other issues. And basically, I'd had it with all these different places give me sass, and I said this other place told me this, and they backtracked. Then they started giving me sass, and I left, which is really true. It is exactly what happened. And I just told the guy straight up, stared right in his eyes, and I told him, I don't deal with sass. I do, I'm gone. If I hear it, I'm gone. And he straightened right up. Very nice after that. It's just, no, I don't put up with it. I do not deal with that. If something is vital for the company and someone's giving me sass, I will figure it out. I will learn how to put the electrical in there. I will learn how to punch holes in the darn bed, missing brake lines, whatever. I will figure it out. I don't care how long it takes. I will not give business to people who give sass. If I get everything straightened out beforehand, that's fine. Like with this company, everything's looking good. The sass was gone afterwards. But if they keep it up, I'm gone. I will not deal with it. It's just not something I'm okay with. It's unacceptable, and companies should not be like that. I don't do that. I don't do that as an employee, and I wouldn't do that as a contractor going out in the field or as a subcontractor. Just not okay. I don't know how else to say it. It's just unacceptable. So another thing is the place that I went to first that had the truck at yesterday, I brought it back from today, they wouldn't chain the machine down. They just put the machine in there, which was sketchy at best, and I chained it down, put the chains through, actually pulled off some side streets, took the tank holders out of the truck by myself, put the chains through the pallet, put the tank holders on top of the chains and the ratchets, all that good stuff, or the binders, chain binders, and got that all done. So everything was fine. The truck is back in the yard because the ladder rack has to be ordered in order for them to take the truck in, and the measurements were done, put a deposit down for the labor and the ladder rack. All that is good. It's just been a lot. And if y'all are dealing with that either at work or you're starting the welding rig, I've found a lot of people giving sass, whether it be starting with getting the truck ordered, starting with different stuff with welding equipment and gear. I had that at Airgas, and I will not put up with that. As y'all know, I've been going with MPB. And also with the different stuff for putting the truck together. I gave them several chances, and I don't give them more chances past that. They just burned the bridge, and I made sure it burned to the ground. And this other place, I let the guy know I don't deal with sass. He was giving it to me. One more time, I'm done. I'm leaving. I don't care if I have to do all this stuff myself. I don't care if I don't know how to do it. I will figure it out. I don't care how long it takes. And the guy straightened up. And I think it's very important if you're putting a welding rig together and you're getting that stuff, do not put up with it. Just make sure you have dignity, you have pride in yourself, and it doesn't matter what it takes, you'll get it done no matter what. You don't need this certain person or that certain person. They give you sass, no matter if they're the greatest in their field. They give you sass, they don't respect you, leave. Do not give them that business. And I stay true to that, I hold true to that. And I gave the guy a chance. I told him, any sass, and I'm gone. And he straightened right up. So I do encourage y'all, if you're putting anything together or if you got a job and stuff, it's not worth it being disrespected left or right. I get it, certain job sites, if you're locked into the union or you're locked into a job long term, I get how that can be different, but hopefully y'all don't have to deal with it too much, but I know it's out there a lot. But that's what's been going on. I've been rotating pictures. Y'all can see that the stuff wasn't chained down. I had to stand up in the truck and actually had to bring it out after the chains, the front chain and the back of the bed was done, and I had to put the front of the bed chain together and all that good stuff. So anywho's, that is what has happened today. I will have more stuff going on very soon. I'll obviously keep you all updated on anything that happens with the welding rig. Once the ladder rack comes in, I can take the truck back to this place to have everything installed, and hopefully this time it will go nice and smooth. I guess there's a little bit more progress since there's a deposit on the stuff instead of just a quote, but we'll see. It better get done right this time. I have a $1,000 deposit riding on this one, and I will make sure it gets done no matter what the cost of that. So anywho's, hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll keep y'all updated in the next vlog.